Hey everyone, this is Carlson Sandy Lee. Thank you so much for listening. We couldn't do this without the support of Ondium. It's a national on-demand staffing platform for dental professionals.
You can earn PTO, you can get medical benefits, and you don't have to mess with those crazy 1099s. So check out Ondium in our link below. Before we get any further, I think this is episode 187. So I think we should talk about 187. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, that's
Cop code.
Murder, isn't it?
Yes.
Damn.
So
right,
let's just get it out on the open right now.
quick,
Did
before we
you
started,
have you what?
murdered anybody?
Yeah.
I mean, they called it manslaughter, but no, dude, that's horrible. But no, I've never came close. Never came close. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to Amir from KBiz Solutions, who got me this delicious coffee from Yemen, and I don't know if you can see.
Oh, okay.
All right, there it is. And I just made it up, and that's what I'm rocking this morning.
Is it like strong as heck?
Bro, it's from the motherland. So but anyway, so it's delicious. So thank you.
So
Amir from KBiz, and so cheers.
that's very nice. Oh my gosh, I thought we put the cats up. Oh Lord. So did I tell you we named him?
Samson and Delilah?
Yes, this is Samson, and he's a jerk. Oh, don't show that on screen, geek. Oh. All right, okay. Jeez. Okay, so speaking of 187, bye kitty. No, just kidding. He's a little crap. Like shit. Anyway. I mean, hey, that's the fee for owning pets. They annoy you sometimes. Yeah, they just do what they want. So speaking of murder, I watched this show on Netflix, and it's called we've already talked about that, Don't F with Cats. That's a whole other thing, but this one is, I think it's called The World's Worst Roommates. So the very first episode was this lady, and there was this homeless guy, and she was like, oh, come to my house. You can live there. I have a few other people living there. I'm trying to help people. So she was like the Good Samaritan type. Well, come to find out, spoiler alert. So she would have these people move into her house. They would sign over their social security checks and make her like a legal guardian type. So the checks would come in. And guess what she would do?
I already know.
I mean, it's obvious if we're talking about 187. She would kill these people.
Keep cashing.
And keep getting their checks.
Damn.
And they're people off the street. So it's like, who knows if they have family that's going to check on them and stuff like that. Guess what she was doing with them?
The usual, burying them in the basement?
Backyard. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so they found out that, so she looked like this little old lady, like granny type. But come to find out, 35. She bought glasses. Pretty much. She dressed and dyed her hair like older, so she looked like this sweet old granny. Granny be killing people. Y'all, be careful. If you see a little old lady, you don't necessarily have to help her across the street. Just saying.
How many people did she do this to?
6, 7.
Damn.
And she did it to like her ex-husband or something too. And I think he was number 1.
I can understand that. People fall out of love or whatever, and
or never were in love, and they just want the money.
I'm not going to jail for anybody, dude. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not going to jail, I'm not in love anymore. What are you, out of your mind? You know what I mean?
Let them live their crappy life,
dude, please.
Without you, and just move on.
I hope that never happens. Where you're in a situation where you got to defend yourself. That's the only way I'm killing somebody, is if somebody kicks down my front.
Or somebody did something to your kids or your little grandsons.
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
That's kind of worth it, ain't it?
Yeah, they got to go at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just do it smart. Do it smart. Yeah. Read all the books. Just don't go to the library where they got the cameras. And don't Google it on your don't go to the library where they got all the cameras, and don't Google it on your computer. And you'll be good.
I'll say this, bro. I do enjoy like payback movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And those little karma clips of karma, like somebody's zipping around people and then they crash, not die. Like, I don't want anybody to die, but you jacked up your cute little car. Sorry, dude.
You're breaking up pretty bad, man.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
That's that old country living.
When it works, it sounds super clear. It's just
yeah.
Take some of the smoothness out of it, unlike this coffee that is smooth as all get outs. The flavor is mild, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was a dark roast. This is what they call medium.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
It's got a little hair.
It's not as strong. Yeah.
So they call it medium. It tastes kind of like a dark roast to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's good. It's a stout cup of coffee. Like, I'm ready to drive.
Yeah, I mean, it should be
8-9 miles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Without a car.
Just air driving. Just.
So, and do you drink your coffee black? That coffee?
I can, but I put like the sugar-free creamer thing, and it just kind of leaves it neutral. It's not sweet, but it's not super bitter either. But
Gotcha. I kind of want to do like a taste test of bitter coffee versus not bitter versus really good, because I'm not living up to my Cafe Genis name.
No, you haven't for a while. You kind of fell off.
Right? Yeah, I backslid.
You're leaving the door open. Somebody's gonna, some Italian person, gonna zip in with some espresso, and then boom, knock us both off the
radar.
My back is still messed up, right? Did I tell you that?
Yeah. Did you go see Dr. What's his name with the back crack?
No,
that doesn't sound right.
I know, right? He's in Houston, Dr. Tubio.
Yeah, you should just make.
I did order a table. Here's the thing, dude. It hurts to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can get like, seriously, maybe 25, 30 feet. And then it just feels like it's tightening up.
Yeah.
Like right above the butt cheek, and in like my leg starts burning. Dude, it is
yeah.
It is bad,
I'm telling you.
And
when's your table coming in? Tuesday. Okay. Well, by next recording, you're gonna feel amazing. I just know it, because my inversion table is a godsend.
And I've read great things about them. My doctor calls. He's like, "Hey, I want you to make a consult with the VA downtown, right?" So I call and let it. Yeah, we can make you an appointment for November. I'm like, I'll be dead by November. That's not gonna work. She goes, "Well."
Did you say that?
Yeah. I go, that's not gonna work.
Good.
And she's
awesome.
like, "Well, you can be closer to the house, and we can do the community whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd rather be closer." And then she goes, "They'll call you." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, why would you go all the way there?
So now I have I'm not downtown in November. You out of your mind?
No, it's like that is literally now, 5 months away. 4. Right.
We're not doing that. And yeah, that's a long time. I was thinking 2 or 3 months, but that's a long time away. No, we're not doing it. And
it's like 4 months away.
So I'm waiting on the other call. But in the meantime, I'm doing all kinds of back prevention stuff. I bought myself, and this sounds dumb, a kneeling chair, if that makes sense.
Oh, no. I mean, it's worth a try. My brother he worked on computers, doing something with computers, and he had one of those.
I'm sitting on it right now, dude, and you can kind of like rock, so it keeps your spine moving, and you can sit like Indian style on it, right?
Right.
You can kneel on it.
Does it help?
Yeah, I mean, I edited for a little while last night, and I was like, I feel it's trying to lock up, but I can get a lot more time in than I could on just a regular office chair.
Did you try sitting on a ball?
I don't have a ball. I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sitting on a rubber ball. You know how hot that would be, dude. I just
your butt would stick. Oh wait, you have clothes on, right? From the waist down.
Totally. No, but
you're like, next subject. Dwight on The Office. He was using a ball and he was like bouncing up and down, and Jim like took some scissors, flipped him up in the air, grabbed him, and stabbed the ball, and it just exploded, and Dwight like fell down.
I don't know if you remember, but this was a toy when I was a kid. It was an inflatable yoga ball.
It had a little handle.
The handle on it. Yeah. And you could
I used to play on those.
Your ass across the parking lot if you wanted to, you know? I never got one of those, but it always looked intriguing.
We had them at school. That was it. Yeah, along with the little wooden thing with casters on it. And you could you scoot all over the gym floor. I have no idea what that was all about, but and if you'd put your hands in the wrong place, you'd roll over your fingers. Oh, dude.
That's just asking for
talk about pain. Oh,
an orthopedic rehab appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were all kinds of stupid toys, man, back then. Slinky, remember that bullshit? Just a spring.
Yeah. I liked watching it go downstairs though, and then you take it in your hands and you do this, and it's kind of like mesmerizing.
But it would only be good for maybe 3 hours before you put a kink in it, and it'd be all jacked up.
Right, and it's all twisted on itself and stuff.
You ever got one of those twisted on itself? It's over. You know, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, you're done. Just throw it away.
Boys back then were more tools, really. A spring.
Yeah.
Then they had plastic slinkies.
They had. Oh yes, yeah.
You know.
And you pull those, and you're like, "Oh, let's see how far it stretches," and it snaps apart. And you're like, "Well, will you 187 to that slinky?"
Yeah, so I thought you were gonna do a whole series on 187.
I was just gonna see if you had anything.
No,
okay.
I told you there was we saw the cops pulling a body out of the river when I was a kid.
Ooh, no.
I never told you.
I don't think you.
I'm sure I told you.
Oh, maybe. Tell the story again, because I don't remember it. It kind of reminds me of that Stand By Me movie.
It was like 2 or 3 of us coming back across this bridge that went from Passaic to Garfield, and the cops had it blocked off, and they weren't going to let us through, but we lived on the other side of the river, on the other side of the tracks.
You're like, dude, this is the only way home.
Yeah, and like we didn't have cell phones back then. They were like, all
right,
cross, don't look over. Of course, we got to look, and they had them wrapped up like in a body bag, and they were pulling up the side of the bank. So maybe jumped, or it was a jumper or something. I don't know. Who knows, man? Or maybe it was murder. But that same river, I wasn't there, but I read stories. There was a lady, I believe she was a Russian lady that had chopped up her husband. Her boyfriend chopped him up, and had him in the garbage bags, like Dexter type shit, and they were flinging the body chunks into the river, and they caught. I mean, how do you get caught doing that? You gotta be. That's why I never liked Dexter. I never liked the. The show was entertaining. I kind of liked him, right?
It's fiction, so
psychopathic murderer, right? Oh, I know it's not real. But
right.
You must really. Here's the thing, for him, you must really love the murder, right? Think about it.
Oh yeah.
All the planning that goes into it, and then the cleanup. You got to wrap the whole room in ceramic. That's gonna take hours. And then it's not like you're suffocating somebody. They're leaking blood everywhere. That's gonna be an absolute nightmare of a mess.
Yeah. And one little splat somewhere can end your murdering career.
It didn't seem real to me. That would take hours to clean up.
Yeah. I've never watched it, but What does he do for a living, like for his actual job?
He's a blood splatter analyst for the cops. That his sister.
What?
Well, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. That's why he's like in it, and they're looking for him.
So,
you know what I mean?
That's a good place to be if you're gonna whack somebody.
But what turned into a killer was that him and his brother saw their mother get murdered. I think with a chainsaw. I think that's how it went.
What?
And by the time they were rescued, they were like had been with the corpse for X amount of days or whatever. So of course he had some sort of
that'll mess up. That'll mess something up upstairs.
But he only 187 people that kind of deserved it. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm kind of like
other criminals, other serial killers.
Right.
You know, and that's how you justify it.
So would he go in and kind of know who did it based off of his investigation and then go find these people?
Yeah.
Lord.
So instead of the cops arresting him, he'd capture him and then murder.
All right.
So that's kind of how he got away with, that's how he was like, I guess, but you still murdering.
So they didn't connect. I'm going to have to watch it. I think that's something that John would be interested in.
It's pretty good. And it's a little, I'd call it dark humor,
Yeah, I can get down with some dark humor.
Watch 2 or 3 episodes and see what you think. But
okay.
Yeah. And there's he almost gets caught a bunch of times, and it's well done.
All right, cool. Yeah. I'll have to watch it, and maybe we can do a Dexter recap or something. I don't know.
But I knew of it, but I never watched it until my son and wife were like, "Hey, you should check this out,"
Yeah.
And it's in Miami. It's gonna be hot.
Oh gosh, yeah. And doesn't he I think I've seen a preview where he's all decked out in some rubber clothes or something.
Oh, yeah. No,
and it's if you're gonna do that, why would you be in Miami? Go to Minnesota. They got murders in Minnesota, right?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But
there might be a few more in Miami, though. I don't know.
Any murderers, dude. That's why I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to prison. Possible away from murderers.
I'm reading a book right now.
I wonder how the people, like snipers and stuff. I've read stories on it. They go, it's you can't think about it because it's like a job, but it's got to haunt you in some kind of way,
right?
You know what I mean?
I watched Lone Survivor again last night.
Lone Survivor? Okay.
Yes, that is a good movie.
It's a rough movie.
But yeah, I mean, it's like one dude. So there's a part in it where these goat herders walk by and they accidentally step on one of the guy's feet. And then they all jump out and capture these 3 people. It's like an old guy, an older teen, and then a boy. And they were talking about it. And the argument was, do we kill them? Because if we don't kill them, we are found out within 2 hours. As soon as they reach their Taliban or Taliban, we're dead. They're coming after us. So if we don't kill them, then they said, well, we could tie them up and leave them tied up to a tree, but still they could get loose and go down. And then the other option was just let them go right now. And then we know that we're compromised. We got to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And one guy was looking at it. Don't look at these people like an old man, a teen, a kid. Look at them like the enemy, because they are Taliban. They're going to go back. And there's a possibility that we could die because we let them go. And so that was the argument. Look at them like these are soldiers. These are not, kids or whatever.
Yeah, that's a tough call, man. And of course, we all know how it all turned out. That's why they call the movie Lone Survivor, because all hell broke loose.
One guy made it.
Tumbled miles down those mountains, dude. Jeez.
Oh, gosh. I could not imagine. And that's the training that they go through is just, I'm sure it's brutal, because And it has to be. You can't be a sissified little soldier
no.
and go
It's all
there.
mental
And you know,
those guys are
and
bad.
then,
There's
and the leader was like, fall back. And they were like up against, a cliff. And they were like, what do you mean fall back? Like fall? And he goes, yes. And they're like, okay, here we go. Like it was a split-second decision. You could not think about it. And they tumble and ugh. Anyway.
I was in the Navy, but nowhere near that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
That level, yeah.
A buddy of mine, he has a joke. His name is Wellington, right? And
yes.
Joke. He goes, I was in the Navy, and people go, well, thank you for your service. He's like, I didn't know anything. I was a cook, right? Because things have gotten real bad. They want to put a gun in the hands of a cook. He goes,
yeah.
We were getting awards one time, and he goes, there was a dude getting a Purple Heart and another guy getting another, high level medal. He goes, and I got a blue ribbon for the best garlic mashed potato. And he goes, and this is the punch.
Oh my gosh.
And he goes, damn it, boy, those are the best garlic roasted mashed potatoes I've ever seen. Drop down and give me 20 more scoops of that deliciousness. And it's just so dumb. It just makes me laugh. And he delivers it with a lot of gusto. And
right, yes. Funny.
And I go, dude, because we were both I was in the Navy too. So yeah. We had that familiarity. And you check him out if you can. Wellington Juku, he's a hilarious dude. And he made it really high into like the World Series of Comedy.
Cool.
It out, and the dude's does clean comedy, does late night. He can do it all, man. And he's actually a good friend of mine, and real nice guy. So if you get a chance, check him out. But he's coming to a town near you. Go check him out. Hilarious.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you were a dental tech. Is that what they called it?
Yeah. It's like it's a dental assistant. Yeah. Not a dental where you make crowns and stuff like that.
Right. Did you carry while you were working?
No. When we went to the field, they would issue us because medical gets pistols, like officers and medical gets. They're not going to give you a rifle because you're not.
Like if they get as far as to you, something's really wrong.
But the job that I was in was to do dental work in the field, so we would have so I had a Beretta 9mm pistol in my possession, but no ammo or anything. It was just practice carrying it, which is crazy to me because what if you brought some ammo and just loaded it up? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we would do some exercises, they would give us these AR-15s that were full automatic, dude. These are some of the. It was like paintball, but with blanks, so it felt real as hell. So they would get blanks, and we would fill up the mags, and they would eject the same way like a real bullet would. And we had a red thing on the end of the barrel that created enough pressure for the thing to operate, but it let everybody else know that you weren't shooting live ammo. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
One night we're walking, we're in Camp Lejeune somewhere, it's the middle of the night, and we're walking on patrol, and we're looking for a downed pilot, quote unquote, right?
Was it a field practice or exercise?
It was like a big.
Okay.
And April maybe, so it was still a little cool in the mornings, but it was so much fun, and we're walking along the tree line on this field, and then on the other opposite tree line you just see the sparks just open up, and they were like engaged, right? So I don't know what I was doing, and you're not really going to hit anybody, but it was just fun because we were shooting back, quote unquote, and like it's like camping, playing war, really.
Yes, it's like kids would do.
Yeah, so
little pop guns or whatever.
If your crew got ambushed or whatever on the way to get to the down pilot, and it was navigation, and there were other guys that like doing that kind of stuff. So let them figure out where the pilot was, the quote unquote pilot. But I don't know, man. I learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a character building exercise more than anything else, and teamwork and that type of thing. So I really missed the camaraderie and the friendship and just the horsing around and just all the bullshit we were doing. And, we'd sit outside and smoke cigarettes at night. I don't know. It was just it was a fun thing.
I wouldn't think there's anything like the military, like out in the real world, because the togetherness, like, like they were saying on Lone Survivor, it's like, he left part of himself up on that mountain because those were his brothers, and oh, I was gonna say that there on TikTok there was this video of a guy that was doing they were doing paintball something or other. This dude, he was doing this thing with his fingers on the trigger, and it was like bap, 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 bap. And then he was doing that, and then he did it one-handed, and he took a big bottle of paint pellets, and he was like poured it in real quick, and then I was like, dang. And I think he was providing cover fire.
There's something called airsoft, which shoots pellets.
Yeah,
these guys take
right. John has one.
And my son was into that when he was a little bit younger, and he got pretty good at it. But he would show me, and we shot each other just to test it. That shit hurts bad, bro.
Yes. My gosh.
There's this famous story where I tell it to all his buddies, right? He was maybe 12 or 13,
Yeah.
And he had like this bulletproof vest on, right?
Yeah.
And he had this thing that shot 3 pellets at a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he shot me with it. I go, just hit me with it, and then I'll do you just so you see it. He just got it, right? So we're across the living room. Sandy, when I tell you I wanted to punch him because it hurt so bad, right? I was like, oh my, and it had 3, you see 3 welts like in the middle of my back, right? I mean, it hurt.
Oh my gosh.
Like it felt like I got hit with a BB, like a real BB, like it broke the skin. I'm like, is it bleeding? He's like, no, it's just red, right? I'm like, I got to get you, right? He's like, yeah, I know. So he had his little vest on, right?
Yeah.
And it stopped just above his face, right? So he was a little chubby.
Oh my.
Right above the butt crack, right? And just that little soft spot. And he's rolling around the ground like, oh. It's so stupid. And we always do man tests, right? This is probably politically correct, but his girlfriend was over one day. We just got a new shock collar because Coco doesn't listen. You know what I mean?
Oh.
He's acting a little aggressive to the smallest dog, and we're like, we gotta. She only behaves when she knows that, and we don't zap her, but we play. We hit the
it's just having it on, yes.
And then she's like, okay, all right, I'm not monkeying around. Coco, and for that buzz, again, it's just the vibration, not the shock. But in order to, I didn't want to put it on her in case it was like super strong, so we would take turns,
right,
each other in the forearm, right. And then we work from 1, and I was like, okay, I kind of felt that. 2, now you got precedent. All right, 2. And we work all the way up. So at 20, your hand would convulse into like a little, like a little.
Oh my God.
And then
it would contract your muscles. Oh my.
Of us doing this, and she sent it to my wife, and she's like, "Look what your boys are doing. These 2 idiots," And I'm like, we got man tested, and it's sort of like put yourself in pain unnecessary. And guys are just dumb like that. That's what we do.
Like sticking your tongue on a battery. Ugh.
Battery. Yeah. You ever take a paintball to the spine?
No, I've never been paintballing. I think it would be fun though.
Well, until you got popped, and then it's serious. Now you're trying to snipe people, dude.
You shot me? Okay, you're going down.
I told you the story about the time we were playing paintball, and I had a pickup back in the day, right? In the 80s, a Toyota pickup. And we went into the woods on the base at Cherry Point, North Carolina. And we had these single shot paintball guns. So they would shoot, and I think I still have it somewhere. I haven't shot in 20 years, but I don't even know if it still works, but I have it somewhere. It's this big, green, goofy looking gun. And it would shoot one ball at a time, right? It would get jammed, a piece of shit, you know. And but it was classic because I had it back then, so I'm not getting rid of it. And so we were in the woods playing. So two of the guys are out, and it's just me and this other guy named Mark. And he's like, I'm out of ammo. And as he's coming out of the wood, peg him, pow, you know, with white paint. He's like, I'm out. I go, pow, hit him again, right?
Oh my gosh.
Like, dude. So he starts getting angry, right? And then I hit him the third time, and he's like, he just grabbed like this big
charges you.
So he's chasing me around, and I'm laughing, and the guys in the back of the pickup truck are laughing, and I'm shooting back as I'm running away, you know. And one of them catches him in the forehead and leaves a white streak of paint across the top of his head. Like, and we called him Skunk for like 6 months, dude. It was the funniest thing. And then I gave up. I'm like, all right, don't hit me with that big ass stick, dude. And he's like, I told you I was done. I was like, I know, I heard you. You know, I'm still gonna hit you. Oh, and that was one of the funniest. It was, you had to be there.
Yeah.
But God, we
right. Oh yeah. It sounds funny.
Oh, you want to hear a story with Mark?
Sure,
I got him one time. All right, so I don't know if I've told you this before, and I feel like I'm just reminiscing, but this is so funny that at the time, and I don't know if it's funny now, but this is what happened, right? We had my room. You come into the barracks, right? It's like a building shaped like an H, right? So you come in the center. There's a guy that they recognize and let you in. If you're a guest, you got to sign in or whatever. So you go in the horizontal part of the H, right? Not the long, not the vertical, but the horizontal.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Then make a right and then a left, right?
Yeah.
So his room was maybe third in. Mine was seventh in, is the last one. Okay, at the tip of the H. So I'm walking out. I'm like, hey, anybody? So I pop in his room. I go, Mark, you there? And no answer. So I went to look for him, and I heard him in the shower. He was singing or something, right? And I'm like, I'm scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Right? So I went back in his room.
Oh, Lord.
And I was paranoid. I would always lock. I grew up in Jersey, so I would always lock my room. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I go in his room, and we had giant wall closets, right, that you can open like this. And then we have our flak jacket and backpack and helmet and all our marching stuff. When we went out into, we had to wear all this stuff. And so it's sitting in the bottom of the closet. So I'm sitting on top of his stuff with my butt on the helmet, just bound. And remember, I was 18, so I was a lot more nimble and
stealthy.
So the door opens right and then left. So I was in the left section of the thing, right? So you got to open it in order. And I'm waiting. Felt like forever, maybe 10 minutes.
That's the part I hate.
And I'm trying not to laugh, right? And he's got a towel over his shoulder, flip-flops, and you hear his flip, flop, flip. Oh, he was real short too. So that's, you got a picture of it, right? So he goes to the thing, he puts on a cassette of Elvis greatest hits, right? And he's listening to Elvis, right?
Okay.
And the door's kind of like cracked, so I'm kind of behind the one left side, and I'm looking, and I'm trying not to laugh, right? And I'm like, this is amazing. So he opens the door, and there was like a towel rack. So you leave your thing and you let your towel dry, right? And then as he opens the door, I just go like this. And I start reaching out for him, right? And I see him going like this. He just stops and he goes, he looks right and left. Then he looks down into the thing. And he said all he could see was the white of my eyes. He just goes, ah! Hey, like this long scream, right? And I can't breathe. I'm laughing so hard, right? He's like, oh, you son of a bitch. And he takes a towel and throws it at me. And I come out. I'm like, dude, I was just playing, man. Take it easy, right? We should mess with this guy so bad, man. I feel bad. And then out of the corner of my eye, John was in the room next door. Him and this other dude come in. He goes, man, we knew you were up to something because we heard you calling for him. He goes, we heard him yelling in the other room. And we laughed for about 20, 30 minutes. And he was pissed off for a while. but he got all finally got on board. But just the look on his face, it was the quick left and right over his shoulder, and then he looked down to the thing, and he just lost it. And it's kind of cool, but no harm, no foul. I would be pissed if somebody now, you know what I mean? But at the time, shit was hilarious. And it's just dumb stuff that guys do.
I love scaring John. Yeah.
Dumb stuff. One dude had an air horn.
Oh, Lord.
And he would shoot it off like at 5:30 in the morning when we had inspection. I'm like, you mother. And people would be furious. And they want to, shut up, man. They would throw stuff at him.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to put up with, the occasional, tea bag, stuff, And but I enjoyed my time, man. I think it was the best time ever, and that's what got me started with dental and all that stuff. And then I was like, okay, this is cool. So
that's awesome. I love it.
And it had its downsides too, like anything else. But I learned how like work as a team, and I really developed a love, I guess, really for dentistry. And I was 17 when I left the house, man. Yeah, so
right.
I feel like I've whole episode.
Oh, that's okay. I was gonna recap a book I'm reading, and then we probably shut it down. But so the author's name is Alan Eskins, Eskins, and he has like a whole series of, it's like the same characters, kind of like what John Clancy or whatever his name is. It's the same character in different stories or whatever. But this one, the killer guy he's pretty smart, so he's like getting away with stuff for years, and they're finally starting to put some things together. But this one is called The Lost Hours. Or the Lost Hours, because he would use the date rape drug, and so these people would wake, if they woke up, they would have no memory of what really happened. So anyway, it's a good book, and he's a pretty good author. But I'm into these like murder mysteries right now.
I read a bunch of books called the Prey, Prey, John Stanford, and the main character is named, I told you, that's like my son's name. His name is Lucas Davenport. So. Yeah, and I was like, dude, I like this guy's name, man. He was a badass.
Davenport is a pretty cool name.
Yeah, but we went with Lucas.
Oh, I thought maybe his middle name was Davenport or something.
No, but this dude could fight. He had money. Moved with the ladies. I was like, yeah, that's a cool dude, bro.
Sounds like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, no, he was a cool guy, and but he would catch these high level, serial killers and that type of thing. So, but yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My wife will listen to like those. All right, these teenagers went into the woods in Yosemite Park.
Oh yeah, to go to sleep. You said.
How do you listen to this? And how do you not have nightmares? And she goes, "Oh, this is this is fascinating." And evidently, that's a big genre. Like, I almost got away.
Crime stories.
Basically, it's how to kill your husband and get away with it. Training. Yeah. If you watch those channels.
Right. So if she starts taking notes, you might want to say something to somebody.
Packing up. Yeah, I feel you.
But
yeah. But
all right.
Yeah. Anyway, murder's not funny, guys. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. You'll probably get caught.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
don't do it.
And don't kill the bad guys like Dexter, because you can get caught and get in trouble too. So.
Yeah.
That's our PSA for the week.
It's so dumb. All right. So good coffee. Don't murder people, and go floss yourselves. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Go floss yourselves. Don't kill people. There you go. 2 life lessons.
There you go.
Thank you for listening to OYF.
All right, guys. Take care.
Episode 187.
There you go. This is your fault for sticking around this long.
It's not our fault. It's your fault. You could have turned us off at any time.
Seriously, what are you doing? You're still here? What's going on? Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, Bye. Dude. All right. Peace out.